morning. I am Cheryl Forehand from the JCA. I'm here to teach you this morning a mat Pilates workout. I hope that your day is going well and we can move our bodies. We're going to start standing today. So standing in the center of your mat with your arms just by your side. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And just let's find the center of our body. Find the center of our feet aligned like straight railroad tracks. And shift your body forward and back, just as if the wind is blowing and you are just slightly going in the wind like a willow tree, but no bends. Stop in the center, take a nice deep breath, lift those arms up, turn your palms out, and open that chest today and breathe. Inhale, lift up, and exhale as you open. Inhale as you lift and reach away. We're gonna open up the spine in all four directions in our warm-up. Holding the hands by your hip, take one arm, palm in, and slide the other hand down the body as you give yourself a lovely lateral stretch. Come back up, other side, you're rotating the arms. Inhale, go over. Exhale, stack up. Think of just reaching the rib cage to the wall. That's it, no more. Standing really helps you find lateral flexion instead of a lean. It is a bend. It's a reach. And one more set. And we're going to finish that set up and take a nice deep breath. Taking our hands into genie style, hand over hand, so you have lots of width across at the bottom of the breastbone. We're going to rotate towards your left. Take a breath, come to the center, rotate to the right. Come to the center and rotate. You can find any breath pattern that works for you, but try to match a breath with each movement. For me, I like to exhale as I rotate, inhale as I come back, exhale, feeling like my ribs are wringing out like a dish rag. Really getting all that air out to move the spine. And last one, hands down by your side. We're going to walk to the end of the mat and take our arms up for some flexion now. We're going to dive forward, keeping our sit bones and lying with the back of our knees to the center of our heels. Let your head relax. Let your eye gaze go between the legs versus the floor. So the cervical spine at the neck is relaxed. Take a breath and stack up one vertebrae at a time. If you can't touch the floor, it's perfectly fine, and we're waking up the hamstrings as well. Take a breath and dive forward. Pull those abdominals in. Let the arms relax. Let the head hang and see if it allows you a little bit more to come down. Last one. Come back up. We're going to now add a little hamstring work to this. If your hamstrings are still a little tight, dropping the head down. You can bend your knees if you need to find the mat. If not, find your starting place, and then we're going to bend as if we're sitting in a chair back here. Lift the tailbone up to the ceiling. Inhale, you look at your mat. You exhale, you look between the legs. Inhale at the mat. Exhale, look between the legs. Two more. Inhale, look between those legs. Stretching those hamstrings, and breathe. And now find that chair, come down a little bit more, and gracefully come down to the mat. You are going to grab your ball. Today we're working with just the ball and some water if you need it. Small towel if you don't have a ball. We're going to place the ball between our shoulder blades. A small hand towel works to give you some of that feeling. It's small enough. You won't get the give, but it gives you a toy and some tactile to find your neutral spine and your core muscles. So fingers are threaded, thumbs down, place the hands at the base of the skull, elbows where you can see them, and you want to ensure that your ball is between the shoulder blades. Inhale, extend back and open that chest up. Exhale, look at your knees. If you've had a long day, this feels absolutely wonderful. It gets your upper thoracic spine to open up. You can breathe and feel how your lungs can expand. The front ribs get to open. And you're getting a long stretch of the abdominal line from the rectus abdominis to the transverse. And lift one more time besides that total spine extension. Now look at your knees, take your legs all the way out, take your hands in front, and we're going to roll all the way up. We'll take the ball now, place that ball between our inner thighs, take the ball and roll all the way down. We'll do some nice warm-up bridging. So with our hands on our pelvis, finding that little gap in the low back for neutral spine, just tilt the pelvis, feel that gap go away. Inhale as you lengthen that pelvis back out. Exhale as you warm up the low transverse abdominals and the low back muscles. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Now we want to exhale. This is always our start in articulation with roll downs, with bridging. And now push through the feet, lift your hips, and lift one vertebrae at a time. And let those hips come up. See if you can find your gluteal fold. The front of the hips are nice and open. Take a breath. Arms can be placed wherever it feels good for you. Start to peel down one vertebrae at a time. See if you can find a little bit more space between each vertebrae. You know where those vertebrae are as they come down. Can you open them up between each other? Can you find space? Tilt the pelvis, peel up, lifting one at a time. And now think about reaching the knees away as if the kneecaps have lights on them. Take a breath, articulate down. This is good for your whole back line, including the glute max and your hamstrings. Take a breath, curl the pelvis, roll all the way up. And one more time, enjoy that roll down all the way. Nice. So now it's time for the lovely 100. We're going to take our ball out. We're going to lift the legs up into tabletop. Place that ball between the ankles or right above the ankle bones. The knees will be 90 degrees for our prep work. Arms up to the ceiling. Take a breath, curl up. Eye gaze looking at the top of the knees, or better yet, that ball or towel. Inhale, come back down. Exhale, curl. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, hold. Keep breathing. Your legs can stay here for the 100. They could go up, or you can take them out 45. I'm letting you decide. Eye gaze is still at the knees or the ball. Begin to pump. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. It's a vigorous pump and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that breath going. A nice straight arm pump. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more sets. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. To rest your head at any point if you need, and then come back and join. You have one more set. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Bend the knees, take the ball out, drop the feet down one at a time, and lower the head. So the 100 is about waking up the body. It's breath and low abdominals waking up for our work. Legs all the way out. Flex your feet, zip up the legs, arms to the ceiling. Lift head, neck, and shoulder, and we're going to roll up. And we're going to roll back down. Now, I love the ball for roll-ups. We're going to take that ball back and try to keep the spine on the ground. If you find yourself starting to arch and you cannot place your ribs back down, let your arms come up higher. Lift the head, eyes follow the ball. Exhale as you roll up. Let the ball float down your shins. Point at your feet. Give your top of your feet a lovely massage. Take that ball, roll it down and start to lift it away as we scoop in. And find each of those vertebrae that we just woke up with our pelvic lift and our bridging. And inhale, reach back. One more time, take a breath. And exhale. Find those deep, deep scoop. Reach across your toes. Oh, give your feet just a lovely massage there. Feels so good. We forget the top of the feet, and we're going to stack it up. And we're going to play a little bit. So take the ball, place it in the back of the sacrum. And you're going to find a nice deep scoop if you can. Find that scoop. Place your legs just a little wider than your hips and turned out. Taking the arms out, we're going to curl. We're going to roll forward, imagining the back is pushing back in the ball, but we have something here keeping us scooped in. Inhale and exhale. And we're going to relax those arms. And exhale. And exhale. And exhale. And hold. Lift the arms, palms are down. Inhale. Exhale. Now that breath is so important. One more time. Taking your hands, palm over palm, rotate and rotate. I hope you're feeling what I'm feeling and those abdominals are waking up. Breathe and breathe. One more set. Breathe and breathe. Back to the center, arms out and roll all the way up. Nice. So take your ball. Let's place the legs back out in front of us. Get nice and tall or soften your knees if you need to. Taking the ball, we're going to curl down and imagine that ball is back there. See if you can find that deep scoop. Holding that in, feeling a ball back there. Lift a leg up and exhale. Reach for the toes and exhale. 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 Hold. Lower other leg. Exhale. Baby curl ups. Pre-teaser. And 3 and 2. And if you feel back here, breathe and engage those low abdominals. Lower, exhale, roll all the way up. Let that ball massage your feet. Good. Now we're coming into some seated work, so take your legs no wider than your mat. Spine stretch forward. The ball will be our helper today. Nice tall spine. Drop your chin. Hand over hand on the ball. As you start to articulate away from an imaginary wall, let your body float forward. However, the sacrum doesn't move. There's no movement out of the hip socket. It's all upper back and keeping those abdominals scooped in as if you've got that ball back here still. Imagine you're pushing into that. Take a breath. Stack back up. One vertebrae at a time. And let's not forget the feet. Let's have them nice and flexed. Drop the head. Reach through. And come back and stack up. And reach through. Good. And come back up. And one more time. And exhale. Reach through. And come back up. So we're going to play with the ball for saw today, taking the arms out. I have the ball in my hand. We're going to rotate, place the ball on the outside of the ankle. Look behind you and place the palm to the ceiling. Now roll that ball 3 times. Breathe and breathe. Lift up, come up, switch hands, rotate, back arm goes up. And 3. And 2. It's just a variation. And up, and up. Change hands, reach, look behind you. 2, 3. Come up, switch hands, reach behind you. And 3, 2. One more set. And up, change hands, reach up. And 3, 2. Don't forget to look behind you. And up. Switch hands, reach, and 3, 2, and 1. Nice. We'll place the ball to the side. We're going to roll like a ball. Hopefully my ball won't roll away. We're going to come up to the front of our mats as close as you can. And right now you should be seated tall and feel the sit bones. If you rock on the back of the sit bones, you should be able to find a balance point. And I would like everybody just to find that first. Once you're here, for roll like a ball, we're going to wrap our hands. Now, another way, you can place your ball right here and give yourself a nice tuck. But if that's a little bit too tight, just right here works. Now we look at the knees. And if you're not comfortable rolling this morning or this afternoon, I just want you just to rock back and forth. There is a lot of work right there. So eyes on the knees, take a breath. 1, 2, 3, inhale, roll back. Exhale, come up. If you keep your eye gaze on one spot, the roll becomes easier. It's when the head starts to nod, our back changes shape. Exhale. Inhale back. Exhale. Try to avoid the legs. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And drop your feet. Take your ball back, and we're going to roll all the way down. Scooting back, take your ball, place that up under the hips. Find the place right where the sacrum, this is the yummy part of the workout. I want you to take one leg up to the ceiling. Flex and point that foot. Flex. Feel that stretch from the foot all the way back to the back line and hold the flex. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. A little more hamstring wake up. One more. And hold. Point the foot and small leg circles. Now, if you need your arms out wider for support, do so. Your goal is to keep that ball as quiet as possible. Reverse. There is your lumbopelvic stability, your core working. Breathe. And bend. And lower. Other side. We're going to start with the legs straight up. Flex and point. Keeping a line from the ankle straight to the hip. If the leg comes towards you more, then what happens is the abdominals turn off because the pelvis is tilted on that ball. And flex. Now bend and straighten. And bend and straighten. Find that foot reaching. And 2. Good. One more. Hold it. Point. Small leg circles. You may feel each side is a little different. Not quite the same. Gives you awareness. And last one. Hold that leg and let the other leg come up. Now take that moment to find the quiet. There'll be a little shaking. You start to breathe and your body will settle down. When you're ready, point through the toes and scissor. And scissor. And scissor. And scissor. Good. And scissor. And scissor. Last 2. Last one. Both legs to the ceiling. Heels together, toes apart. Open out wide. Point. Come in. Flex. Adductors working. And flex. And out. Point. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Point. Exhale. And last one. Point. And in. And let's have a little fun with helicopters today. So great for hip mobility. 1 scissor, 1 scissor. Circle both to the outside. And scissor, scissor, circle to the outside. Scissor for 2. Circle to the outside. Scissor for 2. Circle to the outside. And hold. Bend the knees, let the lower legs relax. Drop a foot, and lift up. That little bit should have opened up your low back. Hopefully it feels wonderful, and you can find neutral spine as we get ready to go into the series of 5. Bring the knees up one at a time. Think about that prep we did for the 100. Let's go right back there. We're going to exhale and curl up. You're going to take one leg straight out, take one hand to the inside knee, one to the outside ankle for single leg stretch. Exhale, switch. I want you to pull in for level 1. Level 2, the arms can be out or not so pull in, but nice and light. 3 more sets. Last set, and both legs in. Rest if you need to. If not, we're going into double leg stretch. Inhale, extend arms, extend legs. Exhale, circle around. Inhale, extend. Exhale, circle around. Inhale, extend. Exhale, circle. 2 more. Reach and around, and reach and around. Now this time, reach and just curl, and curl, and curl. One more time, curl. Take one leg up, the other leg out, pulse for 2. Switch. Keep the upper body lifted. Two more. Last set, and knees in. Take a rest. Turn your head right and left. Right and left. Hands thread, just like we did in the warm-up. Thumbs behind our neck. Find that moment where the head gets really heavy in your hands before you lift. Elbows should be in your peripheral vision. Lower legs relaxed. Exhale, curl up without using your head or neck. I want you to use your ribs to pull you up and gently draw those ribs together and soften the breastbone. Let that head rest back. Now, hold it here. Eye gaze is still on the top of the knees. Let the legs float down and exhale, pull them back up. Inhale, exhale, pull them back up. Inhale, exhale, up. Inhale, exhale, and hold. Double straight leg. Continue that to find that same connection in the transverse abdominals. Inhale, exhale, up. Only go as far as your pelvis can be stable. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. 1 more time, and exhale. Now, parallel, bring your knees into tabletop and just have them sit bone width apart. Rotate for crisscross. Hold it up. We'll start with upper body first. Rotate to the other direction. Breathe as you rotate beyond the tips of your shoulder blades and let your head get heavy. Breathe. Now add a leg if you want. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Good. Keep that breath and think about rotating around your spine. There's no shift, no leaning. One shoulder blade goes into the mat, then the other, and then the other, and then the last one. Come in and slowly come down. Drop your feet down, take your hands by your side, take a moment, spine twist. Both legs drop over. Now when they drop, the shoulders stay anchored. You take a nice deep breath and exhale to bring those legs back in. Inhale, fills up the spine. Here's your spine twist, but we use the abdominals to bring the legs back, not the legs. So exhale as you come back. Inhale over, and exhale back 1 more time, and over. And we're gonna make a nice transition here with our ball over to sideline. I hope everybody is doing well and a little warmed up now. So each week we talk about the different positions for the arm and whatever makes you comfortable. You can have your arm up against your ear. You could put a towel if that feels better against your shoulder. You can take your elbow under the shoulder, or in traditional, we can place our hand under our head and elbows. So today I'm going to give you your choice. As I do each week, I play around with the various so you find what works. The key is to make sure that this waist and lateral side does not hang, that you're pulling up using those obliques and your back muscles. And we're going to park the ball for just a moment. Bring our feet just to the front corner so we look like we're shaped like a banana, but it's hinging from the hips. You can feel a crease. Hands wherever you're comfortable. Lift and lower and lift. And the leg is parallel. You want to make sure that the toes are not higher than the heels, or we end up using the TFL instead of the abductors. So let's make sure we get the right muscles, yeah? And no higher than that hip. Hold it. Kick for 2.1 back. You kick forward, and as you come back, find that crease. That's as far as you go. And kick, kick, and back. 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 One more set. Kick, kick, and hold it back. Now flex that foot. Make sure those toes are not pointed upward, but even downward is it better to get into those abductors. And give me some heel circles. Breathe. Oh, I hope that you're feeling it somewhere in here. And breathe, breathe, and reverse. Circle, circle, circle. Smiling does make it feel a little better. And last one. Now hold that. Internally rotate. Down, and down, and down. And 4, and 3, and 2, and bring it in and stack. Grabbing the ball today. We have a little bicycling planned. So everybody's head is down. Little towel if you need it. Bend your knees into 90. So those knees should be straight in front of the hips rather than at an angle. So you want to find, we're going to work hamstrings and glutes. Ball stays between the thighs. The distance between the ankles and the knees remain, and find the waist. Lift and press, press, press. You could also place your hand on the hip or waist and pull it away to find that neutral waist. Neutral spine and sideline. Press. Now hold. Now flex that top foot, kick out. Knee extension and flexion, hamstring work. Bend and reach and in and reach. Preparing us for bicycle, not letting that waist drop. One more. And we're going to hold that straight leg. And we're going to press and press. I'm right here with you. And 3, and 2, and lift ball out, bicycle back. I want you to bend, point, come all the way in. Flex as you bike out. Come back, find this nice and open, point through the toes, then come back, then come in. So changing the ankle position actually mimics your functional biking. Whatever feels natural for you. And reverse it. So we're going to come around, we're going to come back and push that back. Come back forward, make it slow. I've talked about the method was called contrology before they called it Joseph Pilates' name, and the method became Pilates. And come back in, and his name was contrology. So everything is controlled without momentum and speed. Take that top leg out, reach that top arm over. If you have your ball, great. If not, no worries. Good. And we're going to place the ball down, go onto our front of our body for a little swan. So down we come, elbows into our shoulders, legs together if you can. If your low back bothers you, open up the legs. Starting with baby swan, no pressure on the hands. Look up to the front of the mat, just lifting your heart. And come back down. Inhale, lift up to there. Now put pressure in the hands and come up a little bit more. Slowly come back down. Inhale, start the journey. No push, eyes up, push, and then come to wherever you're comfortable. And come back down. If you want to come all the way up, remember the upper back has to be involved, not just the lumbar spine. So lift the heart first, press through, and up you come. And peel down, one vertebra at a time. Ooh, that feels nice. One more time. Heart lifts, eyes lift, push through, reach wherever your journey takes you today. Come all the way down. Take yourself back into a child's pose. And stretch. Now, before we go to the other side, we're going to take our ball, place that ball between our inner thighs for a little thigh stretch. The ball can be low if you have any issues here, or high, which will activate your pelvic floor a little bit more. So arms are out to the side. We're nice and tall, top of the head to our knees, and we're gonna lean straight back. Exhale, come back up. I hope you feel that stretch across the thighs. And inhale back. Exhale, come back. Inhale. Exhale. Now, a little extra if you want. Roll up your mat. You can always try this later. And try to have your ankles just a little higher than the knees. And see if that helps you or gives you more. Inhale, just something to play with. Hold it, reach the arms up and down. Palms away from you, reach. Inhale, exhale. I hope you're feeling those thighs. Hold it, come all the way up. And thigh stretch is complete. We're going to the other side of sideline today. So your ball is handy. Come down, find the choice of your arms that you would like. You get to pick. Make sure that your waist is lifted, that your shoulders stacked, hips stacked, and your feet are at the front corner of the mat. From here, take time to make sure you're lined up correctly. And then lift and lower. Check the top foot, making sure it's not turned out, but parallel or slightly internally rotated so that we can get the abductors. 2 and hold. We're going to kick for 2 and point 1 back. And kick for 2 and point 1 back. Kick, kick, point. Kick, kick, point. Be sure to get water as you need it. Kick, kick. One more time. Kick, kick, and hold it back. Now flex, checking that foot again, and then add some heel circles. Ooh, I hope you're feeling that. All in here. Reverse. That leg is behind the bottom leg. Circling towards the back corner of the mat. Yes, now turn that toe down and pump, pump, pump. Yes, it's not a fast pulse. It's controlled. So you're pressing, you're pumping something. Yes, last one. And come all the way in. Ooh, I hope you woke that side up. Come all the way down, bring the knees right in front of those hips, and we're going to open those up and place the ball. Looking for equal space between the knees and the ankles, flexing our feet. We're going to press. Now we can go back and check. Are we in neutral spine? Can we help by pulling our hips away to find that lift and hold the gentle press? Hamstrings and knee extension and flexion. Reach in. We just did the thigh stretch, right? So now we're working the hamstrings, the opposite muscles of the quads. Good. Last one, hold it and press and press and press. They all get a fair shake. And 4 and 3 and 2. You ready? Take that ball out. It's bicycle time. Don't forget that ankle. And come all the way up. And reach out. And come all the way up. And reach out. Good. And all the way up. One more time. We're going to change direction. Come forward. Just let that ankle go where it feels natural for you. Keeping that waist lifted and the torso quiet. One more time. All the way in and straighten that leg out and just come over to a lovely, lovely side stretch. And bend that knee, and we're going to slide ourselves all the way up. We're going over now, put the ball up, and laying down for single leg kick. So back to some extension, elbows under the shoulders, the arms are nice and parallel. Lifting the belly from the mat, take one leg and kick, kick, point, drop. Kick, kick. When you point, have some energy in the leg, reaching away. And drop. Kick, kick, reach, drop. Kick, kick, reach, drop. Kick, kick, reach, drop. Kick, kick, reach, and drop. Now lay on one facial cheek. Take your hands to your low back, grab a couple fingers, and let the elbows rest. Double leg kick, legs together if you can. Flex at the ankles and kick towards your bum 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You extend the legs, you lift the thighs, you reach the arms, and look ahead. We come down to the other side, and 1, 2, 3. Reach. 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 And last 1, 2, 3. Reach. And come all the way down. Hands under your shoulders. Come back into a child's pose. But this time, take the hands over to one side, let the hips drop to the other, and find a long stretch from the serratus to the hips. Head is between the arms. Take your hands over to the other side and drop your hips and find that lovely stretch. Let your head relax. Nice. And breathe. And come back. And we're going to sit here as we go into open leg rocker today. We started with roll like a ball. If we go to open leg rocker, we're going to go to this end of the mat, or whichever end you happen to be at. We're going to find that same place of the sit bones first. Then find the back, and then lift the legs one at a time. Now, I'm going to take you again through a similar journey so that if you're not into rolling back today, you have work that you can do easily. I want you to curl the pelvis and uncurl. So tuck that pelvic tilt, just like we did in the warm-up. Curl and relax the shoulders because they'll want to be here. You want them down over the ribs, those shoulder blades, and breathe. So balancing, we're going to take the leg up, one and the other, and up. So I've shown you the pelvic tilt that you can do from here. You can do single leg raises from here. And now we'll go into modified. So here we go, open leg rocker. Look towards your feet, take a breath, and roll back, and come up and balance. Come back. It's important you keep your eye gaze on one spot. The feet or the knees, it allows you to roll. One more. And that was a modified version. Full version, if you want, take the legs up. Really relax those shoulders, eyes towards the knees, take a breath, inhale, and exhale, stick it. Inhale, exhale, stick. Inhale, exhale, stick. One more time, inhale, and exhale, stick. Now guess what we look like? A teaser if we take our hands away, take our legs away, lower the legs, lower the legs, lower the legs, lower the legs, hold it, and come all the way down. We're going to try some teasers this morning, just 3. So taking the arms up and back, take a breath, exhale, lift the legs, lift the arms at the same time. As you exhale down, try to find the balance between upper and lower body. Take a breath, and exhale, roll up. Inhale, unfold the body, and come down one more time. Exhale up, and come down. I like to think of them as roll-ups with the legs in the air. From here, take a breath, lift head, neck, and shoulder, and roll up with flexed feet. Nice. So from here, we're coming up to standing. We're going to do some planking and some arabesque today to finish up. So come up to the edge of your mat and find that nice place we started, nice and tall. Take a breath, lift the arms up. I want you to dive forward. Let's put it all together for some whole body movement, just like that teaser was. And we're going to walk ourselves out into a nice plank position. If you need to modify, then be on your knees and be a forward plank, okay? I want you to find your journey, but don't give up. Take a breath. We're going to lift the tailbone up to the ceiling. Check your toes. Make sure they're in line with the ankle, the center of the foot, center of the knee. Come down to a beautiful plank. Pulling those abs in. Yes, drawing the shoulder blades back. Find that. Yes, breathe. Inhale, lift that tailbone up. And exhale. Now we're going to do some pull downs. So lift one leg and press the other heel back. Now pulse, 2, 3. Drop that foot. Other one. Pump, 2, 3. The pelvis doesn't move. 1, 2, 3. The upper body is quiet. 1, 2, 3. One more set. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Hold it. Come up. Woo. Walk yourself in. Find that range. Roll it all the way up. We're going down for another set with some arabesque. Lift up. Or pikes if you prefer. Dive forward. Take your hands. Walk, 2, 3, 4. Find that lovely plank. Yes. Lift the tailbone up. Find that pike. Take one leg. Now the hips stay forward as you just turn out the leg. Reach your head between your arms. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. One more. And drop it down. Other side. Externally rotate the leg. Readjust your body in your pike. And lift. Lower, lift. Lower. You're lifting from the hip socket. One more time. And come in. Walk out your feet. Walk, 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 and drop both heels. Walk your hands in. Let your head hang. Oh, slowly roll up, 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 up. Oh, reach the arms up. And we're going to walk out one last time. I want to finish with a nice mermaid today. And we'll walk out, walk out. We've got one more in here, don't you? Come in. Drop a knee, drop a knee. Sit nicely to one side. Good. So from here, if the knees don't feel good in this position as these sit, I want you to crisscross. Feel free to. Arms out. Drop an arm. Palms go over. And let this arm relax as you reach. Stack back up, keeping the arm up by your ear. Inhale. It's not about the arm waving. It's about the lateral side of the torso. From here, I want you to rotate. Take your hands, and if you can, lay your head into your arms or hands as you feel a rotation at the ribs. Feel the opening of the hip. Breathe. Unrotate and pull yourself all the way back up. And we're going to switch side, not take my mat with me, and sit up nice and tall. Reach those arms, find it. Remember, this guy has no energy. Let him relax and reach over. And this left arm is up by the ear. Come back up and inhale. And up. And one more. Now rotate, place both hands. Rest your head. Find the rotation in the ribs. You may find one side's a little tighter. This side is for me. So it's good to stay here for a moment and breathe extra to feel those ribs get pulled apart at the intercostals. Feel the hip open. Come up. Take your arm back to mermaid and come all the way up. Cross your legs. Sit up nice and tall. Reach those arms out. Think about the beginning when we came in with our hands. Palms out. Inhaling. And breathe as you get a little taller from your sit bones to your fingers. You did a lot of spinal mobility work today, as well as some core strength. I hope you're feeling good, having a wonderful day. Reach up, get tall, be safe, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.